for your
Hey,
patience
thank
today.
you, Madam Chair. Thank you to our ranking member for this excellent hearing. Thank you to the witnesses. I have this visual here. I didn't come up with this. I thought it was a really neat visual created by Opportunity at Work. And it talks about something called the paper ceiling. And it's defined as the invisible barrier that comes at every turn for the 70 million workers who are stars. Now, you might be wondering, what is a star? They define a star as a person skilled through alternative routes other than college, four-year college. And so maybe I'll start with Ms. Hadra. Ms. Hadra, I assume that the people that are in your Earn and Learn program are precisely these types of people, these stars, correct?
Thank you for that question. I'm so glad you brought that up because actually one of our apprentices at my center in Rocket Center, and I mentioned her in my written testimony, Cindy, was featured on a STARS campaign ad. So.
Oh, great.
Yes.
So the answer is yes.
Exactly. Yes. 100%.
And so, you know, one of the big concerns that I have is that, are you familiar with these automated hiring systems that a lot of employers use?
Not as much. No.
Okay. Dr. Shirless, I think I saw you nodding your head. These automated hiring systems basically screen resumes to look for certain indicia of whether the applicant can do the job that's being posted, but oftentimes what they do is they screen out people without a four-year college degree. Dr. Shirless, have you seen this automated hiring system at work?
I have not seen it up close, but when I talk with young students who are entering the workforce, this is one of the topics of their conversation is, what are the magic keywords to include in my resume that will allow me to get caught in the net? But I just want to mention that outreach to non-graduates is an essential piece of the story. We have an outreach program called CMU Computer Science Pathways that works with community organizations to engage with people who are traditionally maybe not entering the high-tech workforce because they're under-resourced, or we could say underestimated.
I'm glad you have that. I want to focus for a moment on these automated hiring systems because they are ubiquitous. Most large employers use them. And apparently, according to 90% of employers in a recent study, they felt that because of those automated hiring systems, they are screening out precisely those stars who could otherwise do the job. And so because of that, we have introduced legislation called the Opportunity to Compete Act, H.R. 5960, to, quote unquote, tear the paper ceiling and prevent automated discrimination against applicants without bachelor's degrees so that these stars could flourish. What's your opinion of that, Ms. Hadra?
Well, as I mentioned in my written and oral testimony, 50% of our job postings at IBM in the U.S. do not require a college degree anymore. So we are definitely moving to a skills-first perspective, and we encourage that adoption in the federal government as well.
And what is the barrier to adopting that skills-first mindset among your peers?
I think it's really getting the demands of the learning institutions and industry together to help identify which roles can be more apprentice, like we're saying, AI, cybersecurity. There's a shortcoming in the workforce system around these requirements. So I think a lot of it's, dialogue. And I think we'd be happy to have a follow-on conversation with you because we are very passionate about the success of our skills-based hiring program.
Well, we would love to see more people talk about this legislation and the need to allow people who can do the job to be able to prove they can without presenting a diploma to prove they can. And so what do you do, for instance, to allow stars to be able to prove that they have those qualifications, to meet the skills of the job?
So our apprenticeship program, which again, registered with the Department of Labor, 35 different job roles. There's a clear curriculum and a clear completion criteria. So our application developer apprenticeship program, as an example, has around 500 hours of specific learning that we provide. And then there's also some specific performance objectives. Have you been able to develop in this code? Do you get a good performance review? Have you, the whole learn as you earn? And then they have a graduation because they have completed all of the criteria. And it's important to note that we registered our apprenticeship programs with the Department of Labor so they were portable, so they were recognized, and they weren't just, this is what we're saying is important, it's an industry standard.
Great, thank you so much.